Something strange happened that night. The lights dimmed, the crowd's cheers grew louder, but there was no sign of what was about to unfold. Suddenly, a silhouette stepped onto the stage. For a split second, the audience froze. Was it really him? Yes, it was Jin. And in that one moment, time seemed to stop. It had been so long. Fans around the world had been counting the days, hours, even minutes, waiting for Jin's return from military service. The silence had felt endless. The absence? Heavy. But then, without warning, at J-Hope's encore concert in Goyang, Jin appeared, shining brighter than ever. He wasn't just back. He was reborn. His voice floated through the stadium like a warm wind after a long winter. The moment he began singing Spring Day with J-Hope, thousands burst into tears. This wasn't just a song anymore. It was a reunion, a healing, an embrace from a brother, a son, an idol we had missed so deeply. But Jin wasn't finished. He looked out into the crowd, his eyes soft but fierce with emotion, and began singing Don't Say You Love Me, the title track of his solo album Echo. No fireworks, no fancy visuals, just him, a mic, and raw, aching honesty. And that's when the world realized Jin didn't come back to impress us. He came back to reach us. Behind the scenes, few knew how much of himself Jin poured into Echo. He wasn't just the singer, he was the storyteller. He wrote 4 of the 7 tracks himself. Every lyric carried the weight of solitude, love, longing, and healing. It wasn't just music, it was his heart on paper. And that heart, the world heard it. In just days, Don't Say You Love Me shattered records, becoming the first song by an Asian soloist to reach #1 on the Spotify Global Chart in 2025. Only 2 other artists, Bad Bunny and Playboi Carti, had achieved that feat this year. But Jin did it without collaborations, no features, just himself, his voice, his soul. Echo didn't just top charts, it carved a place in global music history. In Korea, in Japan, across the US and Europe. And all of this, just weeks before the announcement of something fans had only dreamed of. Jin's first ever solo fan concert world tour. 18 shows, 9 cities. From Seoul to London's O2 Arena, where he will make history as the first K-pop soloist to perform there. But what sets this tour apart isn't just its scale, it's the story behind it. It's a love letter to the fans who waited. A message that says, I missed you, I remember you, I'm still here. And the love? It's mutual. In Japan, when asked which Korean male star would make you buy food just because he's in the ad, the answer was overwhelmingly clear, Jin. Over once 800 fans said they would buy anything if Jin endorsed it. And the truth is, they already do. Since Jin became the face of Otogi's Jin Ramen in 2022, ramen exports hit record highs. And in 2025, he's back again, this time as the global model. Brands don't just want his face. They want his heart, his warmth, his undeniable connection with people. From luxury houses like Gucci and Fred to wellness brands like Aloe and Laneige, Jin doesn't just advertise. He elevates. And it's not just the brands who see it. Forbes Korea recently crowned him #1 idol with the most legendary fan cams. Why? Because no camera can hide the truth. And Jin's fan cams, raw, unfiltered, intimate, show who he truly is. A man who lights up a stage with sincerity, not spectacle. Fans don't just watch him, they feel him. So when Jin stepped onto that stage in Goyang, it wasn't just an appearance. It was a promise that even after the quietest of seasons, he would return with a song. That even in silence, his love for his fans never faded. That beauty isn't just what you see, it's what you hear when someone sings their truth. And now that he's back, the world isn't just listening, it's breathing again.